Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today we got another episode of the best cards at every single price point. And to make this series a little bit more organized, I'm limiting myself to 3 cards per position. And there's going to be 3 different price points. High level, which is you don't have a budget, so it could be the most expensive card at the position. If it's the best, it's the best. Mid-level is 300k and under, and low-level is 150k and under. That's how we're going to work this series out going forward. I feel like it was kind of turning more into the best cards to buy series, and there was kind of like, I don't want it to be like that. So we got 3 price points, 3 cards per position, and let's just get started. Before we do though, if you are part of the 54% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, let's change that right now. Head down there, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications. The shout out for today's video goes to my man Penguino for commenting which offensive playbook he's running right now on Ultimate Team. And if you want a chance to be shouted out in the next one, comment your defensive playbook in the comment section for a chance to be shouted out in the next one. Okay, so let's just get started with the offense. At quarterback, the man who I believe is the best quarterback in the game right now is Doug Will. Doug Will is the best right now. Even without the lighted up, he's still a monster. With the lighted up, you get 0 AP Hot Route Master or 0 AP Gunslinger to stack with 2 discounted ability slots already. This card is broken, has the best release in the game, has the Lamar Jackson, William Perry release, can even be a pretty decent ball carrier, good size, good weight, can roll out, can do everything you want your quarterback to do. Of course, it is February, so you're going to see a lot more quarterbacks just like this one. We then have Jordan Love for our mid-level price point. Slinger 1, I love Slinger 1, 92 speed, can roll out fine, good accuracy stats, can move a little bit, but it's a Slinger 1, it's his size, and also him being able to get Hot Route Master and set feet is nice. And even if you don't want to go Hot Route Master set feet, you could just use discounted set feet with use gift wrap for 5 AP too, which is not a bad setup. Obviously, not as much flexibility as Doug Williams, but still good with a solid release. And for low level, we got Andrew Luck. He's right at that 150k range, but traditional 4, which is the best release in the game right now. Basically perfect accuracy stats besides under 90 in play action, which who really cares about that. Ball carrier, he can move well, has good carrying, good enough speed where he can roll out. This card can definitely still be viable. The only real issue is no discounted set fee, which kind of puts him behind. But the way I look at it is if you're already going to use gift wrapped, Andrew Luck and Jordan Love have the same ability discount because you got to kind of use gift wrapped if you're using it, right? And then, set fee being 4, then you use 1 AP gift wrap. It's the same thing as using 4 AP set fee and 1 AP gift wrap. It's the same thing, same AP. So Andrew Luck's still really good as a good release. And for that low level, 150k might be a little steep, but he's definitely the best in that low level price point. Next up, we have the running backs. High level, Peyton Hillis. He's still the best running back in the game, in my opinion. Can move the best, gets, angry runs that comes back on every once in a while. He's elusive, gets passes, can do everything, run guys over, break tackles. He's the best running back in the game right now, and he's our expensive running back. For mid-level, we got James Cook. I was going to go Pacheco, he was over the price point. So James Cook, 250, moves great. You've seen, some of the MCS guys using James Cook. Yes, they have a playoff team, but there's other playoff running backs they could have chose, right? So James Cook is a monster, great juke move, can catch passes, can do everything, and he's 6'2", so does get that very good juke animation. Now, for our low level, we got Bijan Robinson, 93 speed, 91 acceleration, and he does get Freight Train. He gets AKA Freight Train, which turns on, comes back, turns on, comes back. Very frustrating card to face for just 120k. This card's a monster, and if you're just getting started, this is one of the best buys for you. Just having this in your back pocket, whether you want to run the ball every single play or not. Bijan Robinson, this card plays amazing. For wide receivers in the high level price point, I tried to get 2 per price point at wide receiver, kind of a deeper position. You can use 2 at you know what I mean. So for high level, it's gonna be Plaxico Burress and obviously Calvin Johnson. Both cards are very expensive, but they're the best at the high level price point. For mid level, I got the brand new Steve Largent, 5'11", 187, 3 thresholds, good short route running, good after the catch. For abilities, does get 1 AP evasive, which you could use. Short in, it's not as good as it once was, but Rag Tech for 2 is pretty enticing. Even without abilities, this card's going to play fine because he has really good route running. Also, Steve Largent, not also Steve Largent, Rod Smith, 95 speed, 3 thresholds, little bit better size than Steve Largent. And also does get, I think, better abilities, in my opinion, with 1 AP Slot-O-Matic and 1 AP Wide Receiver Apprentice for our mid-level. For low-level, right at that range, right at the top, we got Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, 94 speed, card plays great, 6 foot, very similar to like a kind of a worse version of Rod Smith, in my opinion. Does get outside for 1, but obviously wide receiver is better. And then also with Darius Hayward-Bay, a little bit over, but he's worked out a little extra 150,000 coins for Darius Hayward-Bay, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 deep route running. This card, great value. I would say right now some of the best value cards are Ghosts and Zero Chill cards. They have great value right now. A lot of them are very, very cheap right now and still can compete. The only problem with saying that is, you know, promo theme teams exist, and then it puts these cards a little bit more out of reach. But a Ghost team, if you want to build one, you probably build one for a pretty, it probably might cost you a little bit, but it's way less, way less coins than it was in the middle of December. I'll tell you that right now. So I do like both Stephon Diggs and Darius Hayward-Bay. Okay, let's go to the tight ends. Of course, the most expensive, I think, tight end in the game right now, and also he's the best, is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, 95 speed, 92 acceleration. He's an absolute stud as far as route running goes. He's 6'5". His cards always just move well, play well. And this one does get 0 AP tight end apprentice as well. So, you know, 0 AP tight end apprentice is obviously insane. It's obviously insane. We then have Rob Gronkowski for the mid-level, under 300K. There you go, Rob Gronkowski. I talked about this card in yesterday's video. Can run block, good speed, 6'6", 260. Can really just do everything. And finally, for low level, we got Vernon Davis for 120,000 coins. Card's a stud, card's a demon, 94 speed. And one other guy we gotta talk about is we go to reveals. Kyle Pitts, he will be free if you have been watching the MCS stuff. So for the free level price point, which not every position really does get, we have Kyle Pitts. He'll be free and probably will be up there with Travis Kelce because he also does get the good juke move, and he's a little bit better after the catch than Kelce. He doesn't get 0 AP tight end apprentice, but still that speed at 6'6". It's tough to beat that, and he's free. So yeah, Kyle Pitts. Okay, we now have the offensive linemen. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. We're just kind of going to click through. I'm just going to go high level, low level, high level, mid level, low level for each position. I'm not really doing too much explaining. High level, Whitworth for left tackle. Taylor Decker for mid level, and then low level we have Orlando Brown. Great weight. Going over to left guard, we got the brand new Bruce Matthews. He's the best left guard in the game right now. These stats are crazy. Mid level, we got Isaac Samulo, who you could argue maybe a little bit worse. I think he is worse, but not by much. And we have low level, we have Steve Avila. You guys know how much I love this card. You know how much I love these cards. You know why. At center, there's actually no high level. I don't think Pouncey's worth it over Creed Humphrey at all. It never will be. So Creed Humphrey for mid level, low level, we got Alex Mack. Going over to right guard, high level, Kevin Zeitler. We then have Larry Allen, these cards are very similar. Honestly, probably a better buy is just going with Larry Allen. Although Zeitler is a little bit better, Larry Allen, you know, for the 100 to 130K difference, just go by Larry Allen. Honestly, I should just get rid of Zeitler and just say Larry Allen and Joe Tippmann, honestly. That's probably what I should say. And then we have our right tackle. We have John Runyon on his Campus Hero. Good speed. This card's actually very, very good and a pretty solid buy. And finally, we have DeJuan Jones. And I want to make it a little more interesting, so instead of me putting John Runyon again, you could say John Runyon again. He also does have good speed on this card, too. So John Runyon or DeJuan Jones for the low-level left tackles. Okay, so now we have the defense. Getting started here at left end, this is the first kind of big example of what the best cards at every price point means, because at the high level price point, there's two good cards for this position, but it's an end, so I don't want to get picked two, but Reggie White is better than the Mata Beast card, but he's in the high level, but yeah, I'd rather have Reggie White. So Reggie White's gonna make the video, and Mata Beast actually won't, which is interesting. But 300K price point, right at it, literally right at it. We have Zadarius Smith, one of the best edge rushers in the game right now. And by the way, Reggie White and Mata Beast also do play great at defensive tackle. I should mention that too. And then for low level, we have Javon Curse, 120K for 92 speed, 92 acceleration, good, you know, finesse move threshold, good speed off the edge. For our other end, we have JJ Watt, one of the best in the game. Simple as that. 90 speed, 94 acceleration. Some might argue Nick Bosa, but JJ Watt just plays better. He's more versatile. Can play on the outside, can play on the inside, can do whatever you want. All 32 team chems. This card is definitely the better of the two team diamonds, as one wasn't even mentioned in today's video. For low level, we have Leonard Floyd. I don't love a low level card here. I don't love the right end position. To me, our ends are very weak this year. They're not great. But I like John Kaminsky's card. He actually does play pretty well, just to mention that. He played great for me on my on the light squad team, so John Kaminsky can even make it here. But I don't love really any of the cards, to be honest. At defensive tackle, we have Warren Sapp. He's the best in the game right now. For high level, easy as that. Mid level, we got Vita Vea, about 300K. For low level, I was between Jalen Carter and Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald provides more versatility as a dual over 90 threshold perfect trade guy. So easily, it's going to be Aaron Donald for defensive tackle. At left outside linebacker, for high level, we actually have Montez Sweat at only 400K. Then we have Terrell Suggs for our mid level, and for low level, we have TJ Watt. For users, so what I did here was I just picked cards that you would use as a linebacker, as your middle linebacker, and not safety. So you're going to see what I mean. Rob Gronkowski is the best user in the game right now, in my opinion, or it could be Chuck Howley. Him or Chuck Howley, are definitely two of the best right now. Chuck Halley, if you don't know how his card works, I'll explain it real quick. I think it's either him or Chuck. You could argue it actually might be Chuck. I would listen to a conversation that has Chuck as the best, because when you fully level up this card and you get the lighted up field pass, you're able to get him the 97 speed, 97 acceleration at 6'2" with pretty nutty abilities. He does get of course the inside or the lighted up X factors, lurk artist, which is probably what you would use because you can't give it to him in any other way. I don't believe. Oh no, he actually does get it for 0 on this card. So 0 AP. You probably would go universal coverage, lighted up, which will stay on the whole entire game, which is absolutely insane. And then you get lurk artist, and if you don't need to run a KO, but there are options there for you. So honestly, you could argue Chuck, and although Chuck is free with a little bit of grind, the problem is you do have to actually buy a whole Super Bowl pass champion, which is at least will cost you $600K. So it does kind of put him in that high level price point. So I'm actually, instead of Gronk, I'm going to put Chuck here instead of Gronk. Let's do Chuck. I think Chuck is the best high level price point middle linebacker user in the game right now. As far as mid level goes, Christian Harris as your middle linebacker user is very, very good. 95 speed. And also, if you do blitz linebackers from the middle linebacker position, he shouldn't face that much fatigue because of his finesse move. And also, he's 226, which isn't awful. But a very good user, 0 AP lurk artist. 95 speed is obviously elite. And for our low level price point, I did push the envelope a little bit, but 200K for Harold Carmichael, still one of the best users in the game right now because he is 6'8", is absolutely nutty. So Harold Carmichael, I know it's 150, but I did push it up to 200K. We then have our right outside linebackers. I tried to find more pass rushers for this position. He can rush the passer. This is, of course, Mr. Monday Night, Keith Bullock. Good speed, good acceleration. Can even drop into man or zone. And also he does have perfect trades as well. Literally perfect. Clutch, high motor. It's all perfect on Mr. Monday Night. Card's a stud. For mid-level, again, I moved the envelope a little bit. It's harder to find depth at these defensive positions in some scenarios. But Lawrence Taylor, perfect traits. Both over 90. Great speed. Card, obviously, it's Lawrence Taylor. He's going to play great. For low level, I got Derek Thomas. This card is very similar to his 94 overall version. Very similar. They basically play exactly the same. Perfect traits. Derek Thomas is obviously a stud. For cornerback, just like wide receiver, I tried picking 2 per price point. So high level, I got Randy as well as Champ Bailey. 95 speed, both have great size. Mid level, I do go 93 speed Richard Sherman here mainly because of the X factors. Just him getting these special X factors, and him being able to play zone and pick off balls that are way over his head because of his height is really, really nice. So Richard Sherman, I think, still plays great. Still plays amazing. And we have Rondé Barber, might be a bit of a surprise here, but 5'10", 95 speed, can play man, can play zone, can do everything there. And also does get a good mix of abilities there. Would definitely play him in the slot for sure, but for mid-level, he's nice. And if we even look at the corners, I mean, there are other options that are kind of fringe, like Steven Nelson I like, or the Rather I like better than him. Even Darius Slay I like better, but unfortunately he wasn't under that 300K price point. So in that price point, I honestly wouldn't spend about 300K for a cornerback right now. I would either go balls to the wall and buy the expensive guys, or buy one of these two guys, or both these guys, or any of these guys. And that's the zero chill cornerbacks: Tariq Woolen, Charles Woodson, Devin Hester, Calvin Johnson. There's one more, Rasul Douglas as well. Any of those guys are great buys, great purchases right now that are they're still very competitive. They can definitely still play. I still use Tariq Woolen as one of my cheats. So for low level, I have both these guys right here, and really every zero chill / ghost cornerback that has come out over the last little bit. For our safeties, at free safety, of course, it's Eric Berry or Ronnie Lott. I went Ronnie Lott because Ronnie Lott does get that little extra push if you use the lighted up X factor on him. And also does just get better abilities, things like that. Ronnie Lott cards can play corner. They can play wherever you want them to do. Also pretty okay pass rushing stats too for a free safety. So definitely Ronnie Lott's going to make it over Eric Berry. We then have Malik Hooker for our mid-level, literally right under 300K. And for our low-level, we go with 100K Sean Taylor. Can't play man, but great in zone. Still can definitely play over the top and do a great job. For strong safety, high level, it's Cam Chancellor, obviously. He's expensive, but he's the best in the game right now. And also does get another envelope pushing ability if you do use the lighted up X Factor thing. For mid-level, Ryan Neal, had to be mentioned in today's video. And I did raise the budget once again a little bit, but I did go Julius Peppers. He's worth it. Can be your user, can play you over the top. His price is actually going up right now, but for a 6'7" guy that can really do everything, Julius Peppers is an absolute stud. So that is our defense. These are the best cards at every single price point. 3 price points, try to do 3 cards per position. Hopefully this video was a little bit more well organized than the previous ones have been. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. And of course, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.